Alrighty, fellas. Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski. Welcome to Stream Recap 215, which is pretty crazy. It's wild that I've been able to still be a streamer for this long. It's kind of cool, right? We have some Pokeyen to collect, fellas. I'm pretty excited to check this out. Look at this. Dude, the heat... I say it once, I'll say it again. The heat rock stuff, the heat rocks, these soft sands, flipping items like this has made me the easiest Pokeyen I've ever made in PokeMMO. Like, it's actually dumb. It's actually dumb. I also bred some Metatites for profit. Video will be coming out on that probably tomorrow or very soon, so one of those already sold in less than like 12 hours, which is awesome. We're gonna collect all. I was gonna send one of the Whalmers over to my piece or my mail, but that's okay. So there we go. I'll send my trade my party. I'm gonna relist this Whalmer, I guess. I don't know why this. I don't know what this exists for. I don't know what the purpose. Maybe I'll just release this. I don't know what the purpose of this Whalmer is. I'm just gonna release him. Sorry, buddy. Go back into the wild where you belong. There you go. Alrighty. Today's plans. Okay, soft sand super high at the moment. Is it high again? Dude, once again, I bought a ton of soft sands for like 1,500 a piece. Yeah, I sold like 180 of them, I think, for like 16, 17, 18K. It's some of the dumbest money. Whatever, I'm distracted. That was yesterday's stream recap. Check it out if you didn't see it. Some of the easiest Pokemon I've ever made in PokeMMO. Up to 17.3 mil again, which is awesome. I want to do some XP training today for money. Specifically, I think that there might be one of the best money making, like one of the best EV and XP training for money that's ever existed in PokeMMO. I'm pretty sure is available right now. I want to show you what I mean by that, because I'm pretty sure if you EV train and XP train certain Pokemon for the Darkrai fight, you can make stupid amounts of money. So we're going to test that today, see how it goes. Other than that, shiny hunting, possibly prepping some Halloween or Christmas possible raid Pokemon. We'll have to see. That's a big like prediction type thing. There's 3 days left in the Halloween event. So any investments you guys have to make, go ahead and make them. Any vanities you want to pick up, make sure to pick them up. Just get everything done. Make sure everybody beats the pumpkin boss at least one time. And yeah, let's go ahead and let's go talk about the Pokemon I want to EV train. So let's go grab some. I want to grab Mankey, Metatites, and a few other Pokemon. So the reason why is because Mankeys with 31 attack, 31 speed, adamant nature, right? These guys, 130k to go ahead and buy. There's two of them here. I'm gonna go ahead and buy them right now, so I don't lose them, because they're 130k a piece. Primeapes are like 200k, which is kind of funny. Now, if I were to level these two fellas, they're 130k to buy, right? If I EV train them and level them, I can sell them for 400,000 Pokeyen. 400,000. Anyone trying to rush to beat Darkrai last minute is going to be willing to pay a premium for these kind of Pokemon. So we're gonna do the same thing with Metatite / Metacham. Very similar situation, 400k, 350k. We're gonna check what's a low level one cost, similar-ish. These are a little more expensive, so 182k, so I might not want to bite on that. What about naughty or like lonely natured ones? You could check those as well. Anything plus attack is gonna work out if there's enough margin. Let's go check for lonely nature. Should be right here. Brave nature is not gonna. So Metatites I'm actually not seeing anything on, so I'm not gonna bite on that, right? We've got Mankeys. We checked Metatites. I want to check Crocodiles / Sandiles as well. Another Pokemon. 120k for that one. Let's go change this to adamant. I will say this is a money making method that may not be recreatable. That's an important thing to keep in mind, because there's only 3 days left in the event. If you can't buy these Pokemon, EV train, XP train, and sell them within a few days, like 2 days, I don't know if like this is hopefully just teaching you guys the thought process behind money making methods in PokeMMO. And I always talk about, you want to see a method or see something that a lot of players want to do, and then take a step backward and see what do those players need to do that. And that's usually how you make Pokeyen in PokeMMO. You got to keep that in mind. Oh boy, speaking of leveling things for profit, would you look at this? Now this is more for trainer reruns and less raids, but it could be good for the farming spooky candies from kids too. Around 300k for level 100 cloisters. Look at this. You can buy them for 110k a piece. Yes, please. And they're EV trained. And they're level 60, 67. That's actually pretty crazy. So we're going to pick those up. I almost want to pick up a third one. That one's, ooh. Maybe I pick up two. and we'll go ahead and find one. You don't want to flood a market. You want to do like you want to variate your species a ton. So I got 2 Mankeys, 2 Cloisters. Let's find something else. Let's find one more Mon. Ooh, there is a decent margin on Mienchows / Mienfus as well. I wasn't sure if there was going to be, but that's going to work out perfectly. So I'm going to buy this one for 150k. Once again, I'm definitely going to have to like EV train these and XP train these pretty quickly. I'm excited to see how long this takes me. The capital buy-in, it's kind of, you know, expensive-ish as well. About 150k per Pokemon. So that's 300k, 450, you know, 600k. This is like 750k just to like start really making money via this method. So got to keep that in mind. I'm going to go EV train everything first. We're going to move stuff over here. And these Cloisters don't need to, they're already EV trained, so I don't need to worry about these. So I'm basically going to go EV train these Mankeys and this Mienfoo, and then I'm also going to go EV train like something that I have in my boxes that's like, this is not going to be for profit. You could even do more, I guess, but anything I put in my boxes, this is going to be like for personal use. So I'm going to EV train some stuff for personal use really quick. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and start EV training. I'm going to start a timer / stopwatch over on my phone to track how long this actually takes me to do. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's see how much Pokeyen I can make within X amount of time while EV training and XP training up some Pokemon for PvM activities such as raids and the Darkrai fight in PokeMMO. This is a good question. Someone said, is Haxorus good for the Xmas event or no? Haxorus was good for like last year's Xmas event only. So they've been changing. The problem is, or like, no, not last year, the year before. Haxorus has been used in the Christmas dungeon, but I don't know if they'll be returning the Christmas dungeon. I don't think it returned last year, correct? Someone could correct me. I don't think the Christmas dungeon came back last year because it was originally like an elf bot, like robotic themed thing, and they ran out of elf bot outfits. So for the elf bot stuff, like you can only do all of the Pokemon typings, right? Normal, dragon, they did them all. They even did fairy, right? Yeah, so the elf bot, I think elf bots are just done. I think they like did all the elf bots and they were like, okay, well now we gotta, yeah, last year's totally new thing. I feel like they're trying to, this year I feel like they're gonna be really working on reestablishing a new identity for the Christmas event. I feel like it will be very, very, very different. So like in terms of, the honest answer is any sort of preparation for the Christmas event is such a risk. It's all predictions. The least risk thing you can do is just save Pokeyen. I think saving Pokeyen, stocking back up after making your investments. This is why people are saying, "Oh, Pat, you have so much, Pokeyen. What are you doing?" This is why I kept a lot, right? I didn't want to blow through all my yen during just a Halloween event. You want to keep some. You have a whole event season, guys, not just one thing, right? So I think stocking up on Pokeyen, and if you want to, what I'm going to do is I am going to make some raid Pokemon in preparation for possible Christmas raids. I think it's decently likely, like they carry over. This is why they've been working on raids for so long, is they want them to be like themed, and they can use the same raid dens to like bring in new raids all the time. So I feel like stocking up on fighting types, fire types, things that are strong against ice types, maybe even something to reset the weather. I feel like things that are strong against ice types or whatever to possibly, want to counter possible Christmas raids. But that is all, once again, very prediction based. That's if you want to prepare a Pokemon like that, don't be upset if it's useless or doesn't work, right? So you got to keep that in mind, absolutely, for sure. Hey Pat, is there any chance the devs can improve Ghostly Lantern by improving the animation, example the glow or something like that? Has that ever happened before in the history of Pokemon? It's a great question. I'd say it's pretty rare they go back and change Old Vanities, but it does happen. It has happened on at least 2 or 3 or 4 Vanities that I can think of. I think the UFO hat, maybe I'm misremembering. I believe the UFO hat, they went back and added an extra animation. And I'm thinking, was it the Snow Globe hat as well? That might be wrong. I know, what's another one? There's a few. Was it the winged helmet? Is that what I'm thinking of? The winged helmet, yeah. They went back and they made it colorable, which was interesting. So, like, there's certain things like that where they have, like, it'll shoot the item up in price. Like, there was a time where they went back and made this color and went to like 10 or 20 mil. Like, there have been times where they have gone back and added little quality of life changes to the Vanities, which I think PokeMMO is pretty good about. I think a lot of players, it's kind of funny now, like, in PokeMMO, we have a lot of players who are like, rah, like, we need new content, like, rah, which is fair. It's not a bad thing. But it's interesting because in other MMOs and things like Old School RuneScape and other games that I'm used to, everybody in the community is like, whoa, stop the new content, like it's destroying the game, go back and rebalance the old stuff. So it's kind of like in most other MMOs, they're like, dude, stop, we need to, you're breaking the game, you know, we need to rebalance this shit, please stop putting out new content. And they just keep pumping out new content because it makes the most money, it gets the most excitement rolling, the most new players, etc., right? In PokeMMO, they actually do take the time to go back, make quality of life changes, fix old content, and then they still get yelled at for the opposite, which is, oh, make more new content, you know, which is, there's a healthy medium, but it is funny that no matter what, players are going to be bad for sure. All right, speaking of, the EV training is now complete. So 2v2 attack and each of these, but not speed. So I'm honestly, the EV training is taking longer than I expected. I'm already 23 minutes in. I don't know if I'm going slow or if like EV training just feels, I think usually, I think it's not horribly off pace. We'll go home and head over to here. I usually do Line Noon over at this location next to Lily Cove. I do want to switch out these Pokemon really, I'm on a timer, so I want to switch out really quickly. Just EV training, whatever. So let's go ahead and switch these out for just anything that needs speed. Let's try to check really quick. I want to do this pretty quick if possible. But let's see what would possibly need speed in this situation. I think this mon actually needs 2v2 speed, but we'll see. Could always de-EV it later. This mon needs speed. This mon needs attack 2. No one has speed. Carvana definitely needs, this needs full speed. We'll just grab that and go. Alrighty, okay. Line Noon spot right over here. Times 5 hordes will give you 10 speed EVs per horde. Let's jump into it. I'll see you guys when I'm fully done EV training. Shunting sounds so fun again after grinding swarms in the boss for 2 weeks. I love this sentence. So much of PokeMMO and any MMO is jumping around activities until you're kind of sick of them and then doing a different one, right? It sounds kind of funny. It's how you play RuneScape a lot, right? Oh, go do mining until you're bored of it. Then go do agility. Then go do, you know, Slayer, right? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you kind of just get to jump around. You can play the game however you're in the mood for. And I feel like that's how you truly play an MMO long term. I haven't found any info about the new marks located on the, in like the lock. Yeah, so, okay, it's actually, it feels very weird, but it's really, really, I think, intuitive / easy. The marks are literally just a way to like categorize your Pokemon, like mark them if you want to, like, oh, I'm gonna mark all my 1x third or all my PvP comps with a star, like that's it. That's it. So these marks actually exist in traditional Pokemon, but I feel like a lot of people don't use them, so they don't even know they exist. So like, what the fuck are these? Why, you know what I'm saying? But they're like a traditional Pokemon mechanic. His name is Low Punny Slayer. Holy, okay. Anyways, kind of based. The lock, I don't know exactly what the lock entails, to be totally honest. I'm guessing it means you can't trade it and can't release it. That's my best guess. You can't sell it, maybe. You probably just can't like get it off your account. That'd be my guess. I don't even know for sure, but it's probably something very simple and intuitive like that. This is a good question. Hey, Pat, quick question. I'm trying to shiny hunt Electabuzz, and I keep getting Floatzel hordes, and I'm having trouble running away from them, even with a Ninjask 31 speed. If you're trying to run away from a Pokemon, what matters is speed of the front Pokemon. You can equip Smoke Ball, but Smoke Ball adds extra text and slows down the shunt, even though it's very minimal, but over time it adds up. Yeah. I'd recommend making sure your Ninjask is higher level, so obviously like level 100 or whatever if possible. Putting Choice Scarf on the lead of your, you'll see me do that a lot on stream. Putting Choice Scarf on Pokemon to make them faster, to increase their ability to run away, right? So I think what else? Choice Scarf, EV training and speed. If it's 31 speed, EV train it. Make sure it has, I don't know, maybe Jolly Nature. Floatzel is pretty fast, but you should be able to run away from it, pretty guaranteed, with any sort of like super high level Pokemon. You could use a run at worst case scenario, you could use a ghost type or a runaway Pokemon. Like Raticate, really cheap, right? Certain runaway mons like that will guarantee your escape. That also, runaway might add a line of text though. I'm not totally sure on that, so I would double check, but hopefully some of these suggestions help you out. But yeah, like factoring in how to escape from hordes and stuff is like really important when shunting, so it's a good question. All right, there we go. 45 minutes later. I feel like that was very slow EV training. I feel like I did not do that very efficiently, but we finally finished all of our EV training. So it is time to now head over to Johto and just hard focus on XP training. Stopwatch still going. I'm curious to see how long it'll take me. I am going to be popping Lucky Egg / XP Charms as well. If you don't know, the best XP training spot in the game is Johto. If you're a newer player or an average player doesn't have access to Mount Silver yet, which is super fair, you need the Pokedex completed to be able to access this location, which I feel like most people don't have, which is fair, right? You want to go to like Hoenn, Battle Frontier, and do Hordes of Tentacruel there instead. The only like somewhat downside of doing this spot is that you do need special attack from Rampardos and a like Sweet Scent Pokemon, so you can actually only XP train 4 Pokemon at once, which can be a little awkward. But I mean, the way that XP training works anyway, it's not really going to add any time because you're actually going to end up like splitting it among the other, like it's going to end up still equally splitting the XP, if that makes sense, right? So like if I'm XP training 4 Pokemon, it just takes 10,000 XP or whatever and splits it 4 ways. Like it's like 2,500 or whatever, right? But if I'm XP training 1 Pokemon, that 1 mon will just get all the XP, right? So there you go. You either need XP re-amplifier or like 5 or 4 XP shares or whatever, right? So make sure you're using the right items to get the XP and EVs over to your Pokemon. We're gonna go ahead and start XP training here. 46 minutes into this. I'm going to see how long this takes to get all these level 100. I know that the Primeapes need like 1 million XP to reach level 100. I actually didn't check for Cloisters or Mienshao, so hopefully they're not too bad. Let's check Mienshao first, level 100 right here. That's perfect, that's fine. Cloister's probably about the same. Well, Cloister's a little slower. Cloister will be a little slower to level. But those are also higher level, being level 67, so that's not too shabby. Let's see how many hours this takes. I'm gonna guess like 2 hours to level both all of these, but we'll see. We'll test it. Yeah, so keep in mind, this is actually like kind of ridiculous. Keep in mind that each of these Pokemon, once they're fully EV trained and XP trained, will sell for like 300,000 Pokeyen a piece, right? Times 5, that's 1.5 mil. Now it cost me what, 750k to do this, right? So let's say this takes 3 hours. If this takes 3 hours, that would be 250,000 Pokeyen per hour. Well, to be fair, minus the XP charm cost. So I'm curious to see. This could be really, really good, or honestly not as good as I thought it was going to be, depending on. But methods like this, if usually EV training and XP training a Pokemon for profit is like 150k an hour. It's not usually 200, 300k. If you're reaching that levels of Pokeyen profit margins while doing something as basic as just grinding EV training and XP training Pokemon, like that's really, really good for the average player and really, really good for like new players, because you can do those methods. Really just, it's game knowledge, but it's also just a lot of grinding. You don't need the upfront capital as much. For this one, you kind of do, to be fair. So it's a cool method though. I'm curious to see how it ends up. How can I beat the shiny Alpha Gyarados fight? I can't. I'm so tilted. Dude, I get it. Dude, it's tough. Especially if Johto's your first region, the Gyarados boss fight and the Hoa boss fight can be really tough. The biggest thing to recommend is, in Johto specifically, you can get a Discharge Ampharos or a Discharge Electric type Pokemon to you know, beat up Gyarados and his ads. He has the 2 spawns, right? So Discharge will hit Gyarados for 4 times effectiveness, as well as like obliterate the ads, right? The side minions or whatever, right? You have to keep in mind the best way to abuse Ho-Oh and Gyarados is they both have 4 times weaknesses. You have to abuse the fact if a Pokemon has a 4 times weakness, you got to abuse that, right? You better be spamming Gyarados with electric type attacks, and you better be spamming. Plus, you have Discharge. You have an AoE one for the ads, right? So you have Discharge for Gyarados and Rock Slide for Ho-Oh. If you prepare properly and play the fight well, you should be able to stomp it. But it's still pretty tough. It's still tough. And it sucks that you have to, like, kind of... I recommend players, like, preparing Mons ahead of time when they jump. Like, knowing, okay, I'm going to play the Johto region. Make sure I catch a Flaffy/Mareep, right? So, I hope that helps. Right, this is a good reminder for those who aren't aware of exactly what time the Halloween event ends on November 14th. So a lot of us know that the Halloween event ends on November 14th in PokeMMO. Now, specifically, it ends at November 14th, 11:59 p.m. UTC. I haven't seen this many people talk about this, but I actually think that this time change is one of the coolest things the PokeMMO devs have ever done. I've complained about this in the past, how usually the event would end at midnight, right? So the event would end at midnight, November 15th UTC normally, right? So people read that like, okay, the event ends on November 15th. But no, if it's November 15th, midnight UTC, that's actually November 14th at like 8 p.m. ET. So what they did was they rolled it back 1 minute just so they could let players know for sure, hey, it ends November 14th. I actually think that is like, it's like a very like, it's a very social skill change. I feel like that's like one of the coolest, like best changes just for like clarification to the players. I think it's one of like the most underrated. It's a very, very cool little change. Because technically midnight is fine, but they did it just to make it more clear, which is nice. So that should be around after the daylight savings time change. I believe that's 6:59 p.m. ET. Correct? Someone could correct. I think it's 6:59 p.m. 6:59 p.m. ET. If you're in my time zone over in the East Coast US, but you obviously want to double check based on your own time zone. You want to convert. Wait, yeah, missed. I think you're actually totally correct. That's actually way easier. Easy hack of understanding when the Halloween event ends is by the time left on the vanities in the RP shop, the gift shop. That's a great, super easy way to just really easily check. That's a good call. Alrighty, fellas, the first XP charm has been consumed, and I do want to check how much these actually cost right now, because it's a cost factor that you're gonna have to factor in, right? Oh, they're so cheap. I mean, should I just buy more of these? I already have. I'm down. I'll spend 500k on that. They're so cheap. That's actually, I always say XP Charm 100% are so good because you have to ask yourself the question, would I pay 39,000 Pokeyen to save 1 hour of my time? And the answer to that question is a resounding yes. A resounding yes. Right? I just want to buy more. It's a ridiculously resounding yes, right? If you could double your XP and save 1 hour of your time for that price, when you can make tons and tons of Pokemon way faster, it's like super, super worth it, right? So, okay, let's go ahead and pop a. That's so cheap. It's awesome. Okay, good to know they're that cheap. It's only gonna cost 80k or so for these 2 hours. Currently, well, hopefully it's only 2 hours or so. Our Mienshow's level 70. It might be a little more. Our Cloyster's level 81. Our Primeape's level 71. Our other Primeape's level 71. We have a Cloyster still in the PC. So at this point, I'm kind of guesstimating it's going to take another 2 hours to level everything. So I don't think this is going to end up being like an amazing money-making method, but it'll probably end up being like 200k an hour or more, which I don't know. Honestly, is quite good. It's quite good for just EV training and XP training, straight up grinding, taking a Pokemon and turning it into something more. I also like that it's a very satisfying method, right? Taking like a piece of coal and turning it into a diamond, right? It's a satisfying transition. So I'm going to continue this. I'm going to pop another XP charm and I will see you guys. So far, we're an hour and 50 minutes. An hour and 50 minutes into this. I'm going to go ahead and pop it and we're going to see how long this takes. Let's keep going. Alrighty, that is 57,000 encounters, by the way. Kind of a pretty cool milestone. Well, I'm so glad you asked this before going through with a breed. Is there an important egg move that you need on Tentacruel for PvP? Yes, Rapid Spin. Yes. So, interestingly enough, shiny Tentacruel can be worth 100 mil. One of my favorite videos I ever made that didn't get that many views, but I recommend checking it out if you want to. It's a video called like this shiny Tentacruel is worth 106 mil, and like here's why. It was like a, what's it called? Rizai, was that the guy who's popping up? I try to like do the same title-ish theme, right? And essentially, what happened was someone was breeding a competitive Tentacruel, and you need Rapid Spin on it for it to be really, really good, right? Thanks for linking it, Cody. And it turned out, the comp Tentacruel turned out shiny. The reason why it goes from being worth like 2 mil to 100 mil is because to get Rapid Spin on a shiny Tentacle, you would have to breed it with a shiny Kabuto and a shiny Squirtle, consuming 2 of the rarest shinies in the entire game just to get Rapid Spin on the most common shiny in the game, right? So Rapid Spin shiny Tentacruel is actually like disgustingly expensive. If you wanted to do some like super interesting weird shunt plus money making method, I wonder what the average, I wonder what the Pokeyen per hour would be of trying to like mass breed Rapid Spin Tentacruels. I don't know if it would actually be, I'm not sure. But it's an interesting situation. So yeah, you really want Rapid Spin on Tentacruel. It's very, very good, and it's an egg move. Yeah, the event is actually over in about... Wait, the event is over actually way quicker than I realized. So it's the 12th right now at 3 p.m. It ends at 7 p.m.-ish. So like 4 hours, both to the 13th to the 14th. It ends in 48 hours plus, I'm so bad at math, plus 4. So the event ends in 52 hours. That's the quickest way from this exact point right now. The event ends in 52 hours. Dude, congrats to Parke. Shout out to Parke, dude, the staff member in PokeMMO who like, I think this is the driest I've ever seen someone go for an egg hunt. I think he did over, if I recall correctly, over 300,000 encounters of just eggs for this. I believe he was like I think he was the driest streak before Karoshi. And he finally put like a bunch of love and time and effort. It takes a lot to breed up your Charizard to this degree. Secret shiny, hidden ability access. I love the Kanto Friends particle is my favorite. I believe it's selected as well. The Dark Crystal from this year. I assume it's EV trained. Flamethrower. Needs to be moved up. Solar power. Solar power is great. It's so fun. It's a great Zard, dude. Super good Zard. 3x31, 2x30. It's cool to... I need to put more love into a lot more of my shinies. A lot of my shinies, I feel like I just catch and throw them in the box and move on, you know? Congratulations, Parke. This is that's what I thought. I was pretty sure about this, but someone asked, like, oh, I can't Parke just like spawn it in, and I know he can as a staff member. Even if you like had the ability to like spawn in Pokemon as a high-end like staff or dev or whatever, you wouldn't do it to fake it. Like if you're a staff, you're not pulling that sort of crap, right? But Parke said that only, I think, HGM, so I think head game masters, I believe, head game masters and devs can spawn in Pokemon. So they need the ability to spawn in Pokemon for certain catch event prizes and certain event rewards. That's why that ability even exists in the first place, from my understanding. Alrighty, fellas, that is XP Charm number 2 depleted. We're at level 86, 92, 87, and 87 on the Primates. We've been at this for 2 hours and 53 minutes, so this is going to end up not being as good of a money-making method as I expected, but it's still fun, good to test, and I still really enjoyed it. So I'm glad we did it. I enjoyed grind. It also gets my encounters up, gives me a chance at Shiny Donphan or Dodrio, which I'd be pretty happy with. So still enjoy myself. I'm going to pop the last, this should be the last one, XP Charm, the third one. It's going to cost me about 120k in XP Charms to level these guys. And then I will be done for sure in under 4 hours. But 4 hours is going to end up taking a lot of time. Maybe I'll try to sell these for more Pokeyen. I mean, some of these should sell for 400k. So if I average them out, there's 5 of them. If I average out at 350, some should sell for 400. 350 times 5 minus the 750k buy-in price. So that would be, because I bought them all for 750. If you wanted to like breed these yourself, you could make a lot more profit on this as well. This was just like, this is if you like are a you know, casual newer player, intermediate player, and wanted to like just grind for Pokeyen. This is the way to do it. But if you like have the breeding skills to breed these up, well, that's when your profits get ridiculous, right? So but we didn't do that, right? So 1 mil and then minus 120k for the XP Charms. So my guesstimation divided by 4 hours. My guesstimation is that this is still going to end up being an extremely easy to do, just grindy focused, like very like brain dead. You could watch movies and do this. You could watch YouTube. You could watch TV shows. You could watch anime if you're a dirty weeb. Like there's a lot of things you can do while you do this, which is cool. Like it's good to have money making methods in PokeMMO that are hyper efficient and hyper high end that require like a lot of focus, but also ones that if you're tired, you come home from work, you're busy, you don't really want to, you know, but you still want to make progress. It's good to know about these methods. So yeah, it's really cool. I think it's 220k per hour for like AFK. I use the word AFK like a RuneScape player, where it's like if you're clicking the screen, if you're only clicking the screen like once every 10 seconds or a few times every 10 seconds, that's considered like AFK to me. Like, I consider XP trading like this AFK, but obviously AFK actually means away from keyboard. If you get confused by that, I apologize. It's a RuneScape player, our brains are dumb thing. That's the best way to explain it. I actually agree, yeah, Rumel. I actually feel like not having donator status for this money making method has hurt it a lot more than I expected. I think dono is like a 25% XP boost, right? I probably should have popped it for this and then just like had that be like a passive like cost that you. So I feel like if you're doing this money making method and you are on donator status, the Pokeyen per hour probably pushes that 300k plus mark. But I feel like I'm gonna be more towards like 200k. It's like a pretty massive difference in terms of leveling speed. We're at level 95 on the Mienshao, 98 on the, we're almost at 100s on each, but we only have 10 minutes left on the third XP Charm. which is kind of brutal. We still have one more Pokemon to level, right? So it's gonna be a little tough. Okay, our Cloyster is now level 100, and we have double 99s on the Primates. More XP will be distributed to other Pokemon now. We've got 2 minutes left in our XP charm. I'm really pushing to get level 100 on all these guys before the time runs out, but it's going to be really close. I don't know if I'll quite make it. I've officially been training these Pokemon for 3 hours and 50 minutes, and I still have another full Pokemon in the PC that I didn't level yet. So that's kind of unfortunate. Alrighty, that is the end of another XP charm, fellas. Another XP charm. And we're not even at the final level on the Primate. I'm going to go grab... What I'm going to do is I'm going to go heal. I'm going to go grab the final Pokemon, okay? The, is it another Cloyster, I think? Another Cloyster. We're going to keep this here for now. But I'm going to go finish. I'm going to go train these guys. I'm going to pop one more. So 4 total. It's going to end up costing me 5 hours of doing this. 4 total XP charms, okay? And we're going to finish XP trading these guys. And maybe I can sell them for more. Well, it might be possible to sell these guys for more Pokeyen on the final day, or one of the final days of the event, because someone might be wanting to, like, rush to get Darkrai done in time. Let's see what this costs right now. 3131, Adamant, level 100. I mean, this is a pretty easy 400k. This is not too shabby. This guy is doing the same strat. This is pretty solid. There's going to be listing fees as well. But we are going to have to finish this tomorrow, guys. It's already been a 5-hour stream, I think. So I'm going to pause my timer on my phone. Currently at 3 hours and 53 minutes so far into this grind, into this challenge. We're going to keep that for tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you didn't. Subscribe to the channel for daily PokeMMO streams Monday through Friday and one Saturday and Sunday during the catch events at 12 p.m. ET usually. Discord is linked down below. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo are super fucking appreciated. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. I will see you guys later. Best luck in your Pokemon grinds. Peace, Reno, fellas. Hey, what's up? Patrouski here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me, and if your name is listed here, that means you went above and beyond and supported the channel financially, which allows me to even be here and have the time to do this. So thank you so very much.